Welcome to JLC Talk Show. My name is Taonga Ruth Piri. I'm Zambian. I'm a businesswoman. I'm a massage therapist, and I'm a talkative person.
Hello, good people. Welcome to JLC Talk Show. I'm one of the people guesting the talk show. My name is Samuel, commonly known CJ. Yes, I'm a pastor. I'm a singer. I'm a businessman mostly. And I'm one of the guests in this talk show regarding the issue of Africans' unity.
Good afternoon, my name is Kakwali Bambani and I will be presenting the JLC Live Talk Show today, and we'll be talking about unity with Africans. I'm also a tourism student and I'm currently a Herbalife distributor, a part-timer. Thank you very much.
Hey everyone, my name is Sifa. I am mixed. My mom is from Zambia, my dad is from Congo. I have been part of the JLC Live Show and we were talking about uniting Africa, which I found a topic that was quite interesting because at the end of the day, Africa does just not mean South Africa, Zambia, Congo. We're talking about one continent. Thank you.
Hey, what's up? Other people call me the Desperate Prophet. I'm a very funny individual, and I just want to say thank you to everybody that has watched us, or that's about watch depending on where this clip has been put on. I just want to introduce myself. My name is Shay Cho, and I am a pastor. I am a prophet by calling, and I'm a comedian, and at the same time I'm a singer. So in terms of the diversity that I carry and whatever is upon my life, it is very important for us to understand that I'm an African child, son of the soil, mixed race individual, and I hope you get blessed by what's about to happen. Yeah, I'm signing out.
Good afternoon and welcome to JLC Live Talk Show. My name is Kakwali and I'm with a few guests, Samuel, Sifa, Shay, and Ruth. So today we'll be talking about back in the roots of one Africa. Who are we? How can we unite as one? And our first question for today is, when we speak about Africans, who do we speak about? Sifa?
When we speak about Africa, we are speaking about diversity in Africa, culture, anything else that in the continent, that's what we're speaking about in Africa.
Okay, I'm gonna go for the second question. Do African leaders do something in helping to unite Africans? Someone?
Thank you once again, Princess. Thank you to our viewers. I trust that African leaders are trying their level best in contributing to the unity of Africans. I'll give a simple example, the election of infrastructures in buildings like malls. There are certain malls that are present, let's say in South Africa, which are appearing in Nigeria. Like let's say ShopRite is appearing in Nigeria, McDonald's is appearing in Zambia, and all sorts of countries. We can tell by such buildings being elected in various countries, it's a sure sign that Africans are uniting bit by bit. So the leaders have strategized it this way, that if they can unite through bringing in things that are not in their countries from other countries, it tells us that there is a process of unity that is being born. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much. Next question. Do African leaders do something in helping to unite Africans? Ruth?
I would say yes, and there's also a no. In my yes, I mean yes, they are trying to do that by meeting and discussing on how to lead Africa, but at the same time, we as a people of Africa, we are bringing the unity that is being tried to be portrayed by our leaders, we are bringing it down because we look at where the person comes from. We don't look at each other as Africans. We look at each other as me coming from South Africa and you coming from another country. So in that way, we are kind of bringing down the unity and the unity that our leaders are trying to build. So I think, yeah, would be the answer for me. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. Next question. How are we rebuilding the wall that was broken by the colonies as Africans? Shay Shay?
Well, it depends on who erected the walls, because it is very difficult for us to help rebuild something that even us, we do not have an understanding how was it built and how was it put. Because if we have no revelation of who we are as a people, just like my brothers and sisters have been able to elaborate and make us understand where we are going, I think there's a certain wave of people with great ideas like us young people. We are the people that are coming up with certain type of ideologies and dreams and goals to come to contribute to a new wave that's about to come. Because in those days where some of us were growing up, we discovered that they fought the war. They did everything they can. They fought the people who colonized us. Now we were coming in what I can call a country that was already free. In a country that was already free, but we did not understand what was their system. So in the process of us trying to come in to rebuild and to also break the walls that were created, what type of walls are we trying to first of all bring down? But in the process, I can say young people so far are doing the best that they can to try to bring whatever cultures and other issues that have been there. Let me give an example. I'm going to speak about something culturally. Let's say marriage. In terms of marriage, there is this system of us paying lobola. You know, you love a girl and then you want to marry her. So there's a certain type of tradition, a system, a wall that was created for us, or more like a template for one to follow. So now in the process, not everybody is in agreement with that. Not everybody is going to work with that. Because I was talking to some few people with the experiences that I've had, and I looked at the lobola thing, which was supposed to be a gift in our traditional culture. You love somebody, then you go and give. It was a system, it was a war. But in the process, it became a money-making scheme.
Yes.
So now it became a money-making scheme for certain type of people. I looked at that and I said, you know what? When I have a daughter, I have a daughter, but when that time comes when marriage is now presented before me, I have to change the rules, because what we were taught was definitely wrong in a way, because other people are making money, other people are trying to fight, some marriages are not even stable because of that system that was created. So now as the people, if you've got something in your country, I've got something in my country, so how can we trade? What system have we brought? So there's a certain type of generation that is coming, obviously, as us young people, who is trying to come in with ideas, education systems, and dreams and goals, entrepreneurships, and people that are being inspired to become the next leaders. So I strongly feel that young people, are the ones that are trying to do something in terms of what's happening now. I don't know what my brothers can say on that one, but for me, that is what I've been able to see, that we young people are now carrying a certain force to make sure that we break certain walls that were there and to rebuild the foundation that was broken by our forefathers, because some fought for us, but they never gave us the template of how to rule the next generation or how to do certain things. So that's what I can say on that matter.
Okay, thank you very much. Next question says, does politics also have a negative impact on uniting Africa?
There's always a possibility of yes and a no, but if you take it to a politic way, there are some leaders who are actually trying to unite Africa. But and then another big challenge that we have is the moment we accept the differences in us as Africans, that's the key way that we are going to unite Africa together.
Next question says, does the Western lifestyle have a good or bad influence in Africa, Samuel?
Okay, thank you very much. I wouldn't say much negative. The reason being is simple. The question would go to tribalism and racism. But the thing is, the Western lifestyle has been accepted, yes, by some part of Africa to be a good lifestyle, but to some part of Africa, it's not a good lifestyle. Okay, let me say, for instance, there is a lifestyle of drugs, okay? Drugs went here in Africa way back. We never hear of the drugs like cocaine. These are the things that are coming from outside. So they've been introduced into this place. Why? Because outside Africa, from the western side, let's say Europe, America, these are the things that are trending. These are the things that people are comfortable of doing. Others are making money out of it. Okay, a lifestyle. Okay, let's say for instance, way back there was no gayism in Africa. There was no lesbianism in Africa. Okay, but look at it. Gayism now has become a mandate. It has become authorized in certain parts of African countries, whereby way back, if we find a man and a man, it was considered as a taboo. According to our culture, it was considered as a what? As a taboo.
Exactly.
But you see, the problem is Africa is in a state of poverty. And most of the donors who are donating monies to Africa, when they donate money to Africa, behind the donation there is a lifestyle that they are bringing in. So you find out that after donating a huge sum of money, they will bring in a suggestion. Okay, why can't you allow certain lifestyles in Africa? Okay, so you can't say no to gayism if it's a gay who is donating huge sums of money to Africa. So I wouldn't say the Western culture or lifestyle is really helping Africa. It's not really good to my side. I don't know from the other side.
I think on that one, I can concur with what you're saying. I can look at something from the positive perspective. Quite okay, there's a lot of things that has now been introduced. Let's say from the media point of view. The Western culture, even from the political point of view, I'm so grateful when I look at the United States of America, to be that precise, and then Europe and other places. We look at great leaders that we have today. We realize that there were certain type of systems and beliefs and way they did things that made us also follow. We never used to put on this type of clothes that we are putting on. Like what my sister said, diversity and culture and differences. We are differences than the way we viewed our cultures. And like he said, when it comes to tribalism, we had a certain way of behavior. We had a certain way of notion. We had a certain way of doing things. Now, because of the warfare that we had within ourselves and among ourselves, we were so busy fighting each other, trying to overrule and overpower the other personality. So when now the Western culture or Northern, Southern or any other culture came into our lives, they brought in something that brought us peace.
Yes.
In the way that we dress. They just said, okay, this is the lifestyle that we are bringing. We look at media. Media has influenced the way we dress, the way we talk, the way we do things.
Yes.
We are easily changing, like what he said. The media today, the movies that we watch, it is so difficult nowadays to sit with your mama and your daddy and you'll be watching without anything weird just showing poop up there, and then your parents are looking for the remote. Where's the remote? You know, they're influencing us in a certain way, negatively, and then positively. They're also trying to teach us something we didn't know. Politically, in the US, they've got only maybe just two party structures, the Democrats and the Republicans. But for us, we've got so many political places for us to choose, and that's a lot of confusion. Why can't we just have one? So we are looking at them. And we are borrowing their ideas. We're borrowing their ideas. We're bringing their system as well to adapt into something. While our people are still fighting for identity, they don't know who they are. They're still fighting for identity. We are picking up one or two things. Our children are watching stuff on TV. When was the last time we have our own African stuff that we like? If an African come up with something so nice, we want to demolish. We want to bring down. But in a way, because it's coming from outside, we as a nation and we as a people, we have always had this mentality of making foreign people to be more powerful than us, and it has always been there, whether we like it or not. Even in your family, you'll never be accepted. But a foreigner, you go to a foreign family, they will accept you easily because they're not familiar with you. So in the process, we are learning a lot of things, and negatively we are also being impacted by the Western cultures and everything. So I can say, yeah.
Okay. So another question is, how can we unite Africa to be one? Ruth?
The only way to unite Africa is if we African people learn to compromise, we learn to understand one another. You cannot unite if you do not understand a person. You need to understand exactly what a certain culture is all about for you to unite with them. You are supposed to be able to practice what others do. If you are able to go into a different country and see how they do things, you learn on how they do their things and follow, and at the
Without
same time you are also
criticizing them.
trying to teach them how you do your own things in your own culture. If they are willing to learn, you are also willing to learn what they are teaching you. In that way, there will be unity. There won't be a thing of fighting against one another. If you don't criticize what a different culture believes in, instead you support what a culture believes in, that way you are teaching one another on how to unite. You are teaching one another on how to do things differently. So if I practice a culture that comes from a different country and also teach them my culture and they are willing to learn, we are all compromising. That way we are teaching each other on how to live with things that you are not used to, and just trying to do it because you want unity and not division. So yeah, anyone else that would like to
And
add
I
to
think
that?
so, because one thing I would like to say is the moment we accept our differences as Africans, because we have different cultures, we have different things, the moment we just accept the differences, that is one thing that is going to unite Africa.
Okay, maybe I can just speak one. Yeah, what you have said is very important. I would say if we can encourage more of dualism in Africa, we might help each other. In the sense that we can only deal away with these segregations by allowing each other in each other's countries.
Yes.
Okay, so you might have some info which I might not have, and
Yes.
I might have something that you don't have. So encouraging the tourism industry is very much important. And more again, the other thing that I would emphasize is African leaders must put up forums whereby they would teach people that we are all humans.
Exactly.
And we
Okay,
are
we are
one.
all humans regardless of the race. These divisions, they came with our fathers. Fathers divided us, but the truth is we are all coming from one source. We are all from God. We are not from animals the way Britons taught us. We are not coming from a salamander. We are not coming from an ape. We are coming from God. We are all one. If African leaders might educate us on who really we are, it's like we have
Exactly.
lost the sense of who a human
we are.
being is. Okay, and because we have lost the sense, what we do is if we see a neighbor in our country, we want to stab, we want to kill.
Yeah.
This is what is bringing xenophobic attacks.
Attacks.
Why? Because we have got that low self-esteem. We think that if a person from another country comes into our country, he's coming to get this, he's coming to get
steal.
that. What if the person is bringing an idea in
Exactly.
your country which might enrich your country?
Exactly.
You see stuff like that I think most African leaders must encourage.
You know, just not to cut you short, just to add something as well. I think even trying to also change our curriculum, because we are tired of learning stuff about people who don't stay in our country.
Yes.
Because I have to know about the late President Nelson Mandela. I have to know. I lived in a different country, but I heard about him. But it was very rare that you found him in our textbooks. It would have been better as well, not just for us to learn about trading. I liked the system that I saw in terms of businesses. What I learned in South Africa is that they will teach you that the book that you are reading is a system that is done within the business curriculum, the way things are done in South Africa.
yes.
And if we can also adopt that system as an African nation, and our leaders, if they can also look at that to start educating their own people about their origin,
Yes.
not just their slave origin. Because we've got people who are living in the US who came there by slave trade and they were born in the US, but not every black person came via water. Some of them were already Africans, were already in America way before. They were dark-skinned individual, they were light-skinned individual that were already living in that place. So when the British and other people came, they said they conquered this land. No, they conquered the land from who? Who are the natives? Who are the people who we're living in that country. So it's better to know even the system, the mathematical system, the geography system, the business system in terms of our curriculum in school. It needs to also be adjusted.
Yes.
I cannot be seeing my children learning what I learned in the 90s. I
Yes.
can't be learning. They can't be learning the same thing because technology is changing. Things are changing. So just like my brothers and sisters have said, diversity, learning from each other, trading of information. Not that we are ruling it. We need to create a certain networking ability. Network. We need to network so that we can grow together. Yeah.
Last question is, what activities that can be done in order to unite the future generations of African, especially the youth?
Especially when. Well, for me, I think educational programs is quite important. Teaching us youth about Africa, teaching us about unity.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, what I learn from you, I will go and teach someone else.
Exactly.
So basically, that's the important thing here. Because us youth are the next generation.
Yeah.
So if we can pick up from there and pass it on to our generation, that will be good. Unless anybody has something else to say.
Okay. It's interesting that it has come to us youths. Looking at, yes, youths are the future tomorrow, but our tomorrow is in today. What we do today will result in the fruits of tomorrow. Yeah, so I would want to emphasize on, okay, like my brother had said initially about the education system. The education system is not helping. How can you be learning chemistry when you've got the burning desire of music? Okay. In America, if a child has got the burning desire of music, they take the child to the music school. Okay, so if we can open up, let's say, programs that promote gifts, programs that promote desires and talent, I will realize that we unite an Africa. If I become a mighty musician today, a lot of people will follow me, and people will follow my music, and you realize that if I come into any country, because music can spread everywhere, even if I'm in Tanzania, but my music can be in South Africa, and you realize that if I go to South Africa, because of my music, people would accept me. You understand? So promotion of giftings is very important. If I'm to be a footballer, I'll be accepted everywhere.
Yeah, that's
You
true.
understand?
That's
So
true.
if the government and can look at it, our education system, it mustn't be based on oppression, because the system that is there, it's oppressing the little ones who are growing. They are only learning, they are only told that, okay, when you go to school, you are going to learn chemistry. What is an atom going to help your future? Will an atom help you to buy food? Will an electron help you to manage your home? You see, all those things are the things, no wonder we have got a lot of irresponsible youths. Because number one, they don't know who they are, they don't know where they are, they don't know actually how they are going to get to where they are, because there is no one to give them guideline, there's no one to tell them, okay, there is a destination where you need to go, and this is the path. But if an atom becomes a path, then you'll be lost.
Exactly. And just to add on what he has been able to say, even us as the young people, next generation, I think it is very important that you have a desire, a burning desire to learn. One of the most painful things that I've been able to see in our generation now is that our forefathers and our fathers who were there before we were born have kept certain ancient secrets instead of passing the baton to the next generation. I don't know what they're afraid of. Whether they're afraid that we're going to take over. We are not. We are trying to establish. I was taught something, that is a mature, a true son does not fight the father. He completes the father. So if we are in the place where we want to grow as a nation, as a youth, as the next generation, the future tomorrow, we also should have a desire to learn from our elders as well. Some elders are too selfish to share secrets, but what are we doing as a youth to learn so that we can go, we can grow? Because some information that we are learning now, our parents never taught us. We learned it from people. I was told, somebody once told me, he says, okay, you want to learn how to speak South African languages. He told me there are two ways that you're going to learn any South African language. Number one, you can go to school. You can learn whatever you can learn, And then number 2 is street. Yes, so if you become streetwise, you're going to learn, because the language that they'll teach you in school is much more difficult compared to the streetwise. The streetwise is where you can pick 1 or 2 things here and there, street business here and there, you go to school and then you do whatever that you can. But all that information is within the streets. People are free to share their information. But our forefathers also need to sit us down and tell us, listen, my son, my daughter, this is how life is. Let me teach you how we did things. Even though we are doing things that our parents never did, at least would have already learned how to cook, would have already learned how to control the system, would have already known how to master our environment. So our generation who went ahead of us, let them pass on the baton. And if they don't pass on the baton, let's search for mentors and fathers and mothers who are going to teach us, so that we grow and we become better leaders.
Okay, thank you very much. And that's it from us, the JLC Live Talk Show. From me, Kakwali, and my guests, Samuel, Sifa, Shay, and Ruth. Thank you very much.